Single mom.
All right then, so you're the one who slashed his tires.
Yeah, that's right.
She's in Paris. Just send her a message.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Very fast.
What's up?
Last year, my husband, actually, I think it's probably usually telling the kids.
We bring both with us. We don't, if we're pushing, what's being distracted. If we're sitting on an open field corner, we're pretty strict where we use it. Light power.
One's in ninth grade, one's in sixth grade.
Yeah. I used to carry my
Let me check mine.
I don't. I don't.
Did he get back?
He was on, 34 minutes ago.
Oh, you're tracking.
I just know that I sent her.
Yeah, black hawk.
I'm sure it was made for her, you mean?
Yep. This is not 34 at all.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have his phone on Cecilia.
Come on.
Oh.
Because what happens when you come over?
Open that door, 'cause
We have one member missing that we anticipate will be here, so. Start is he arrives or we hear from him.
Scared me that day up there. Where were you there? Years ago, stoppers. Oh, really? He's that big again. Is he that big now? He's 5 now. He's a big baby. He jumps. UPS guy.
Okay. Cindy, you've already just sent him a message, yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I know he was out. And I just checked for his wife. Last time she was on was 2 hours ago. Jessica, we were messing.
Takes on 1:35. He's not fast. He only eats.
I just talked to him, he's on his way up.
Okay, good deal. Thank you.
I showed her when I came up, she was here, I was like, this is what I did, and she's like, oh, we can try to have a copy for the next one.
Okay, perfect, that works for me. Alright, so this is revised. So how was the concert?
Which one was that? Was that the one last week? The last
We were heading out of
I had
town.
another concert. Last week. Yeah, last week was my which they actually did fifth grade for us, fifth grade and sixth grade for us and sixth grade band. But we only had to stay at home grade, and then they were like swapping people out and stuff.
Oh, you're kidding, I wanted you out of there.
So, you know, it wasn't one of those that's really expensive, but it just happened to yeah, so that was my nephew. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I used to have a lunch, my sister works Tuesday nights and was on nights, so I have to say. And then, so last year, we were third grade first concert. Last week was fifth grade band concert. The week before was my other nephew, her second son, wrestling tournament. So she was like, yeah, because she's working, whatever, practices, games, whatever.
That's a great question, this is my stuff, so this is
I have no control on probably.
Oh, that's what happened. I was like, I thought I had to go make another copy. I'm like, I thought I printed enough.
I think I grabbed it.
Okay.
Blame it on me.
I thought I just hit the wrong number when I.
That was me.
This is that what it is? Alright,
Would I pass it?
yeah, we've just been enjoying the weather. Alright, I think we are ready to start. Roll call?
Okay, Karen Valentino.
Yes.
Mike Cattouli.
Yes.
Cindy Gaibo.
Yes.
Melissa Wendy.
Yes.
Alan Chase.
Yes.
Okay, Linda Von Clark and Sue Ann Tyke are absent.
Okay. And, I am sorry that Linda is not here tonight, and I hope she's okay, or, her family is okay, but, it is her last night on the planning board, so we just wanted to say that she's been here for years and years and done a tremendous amount of work for the community, and so we appreciate, her efforts and all the work that she's done. And, I'm sorry that she's not here, just be able to tell her to her face. that. Alright, if we look at the minutes, there are two sets of minutes, because we had two meetings. There's the November 15th minutes. So the one that Rebecca did put some edits in there, so there's a version with red, and those are Rebecca's edits. So look at that version, please. That's the latest one. You might have the other one as well. Then there's minutes from November 29th as well. Sorry, I keep interrupting. The minutes that are from November 15th, that is a really fat packet of minutes, has all of the attachments that were provided to us at that meeting from the public hearing comments. So that's in there. then the, red version edits is the one we should do. minutes of November 15th, the revised version. Is there? does anyone
Motion
need
to
more
accept the
time?
minutes as amended.
Hold on just a minute, this is not recording.
Okay.
I had, one question.
Sure.
In the old business, we wrote down that approximately 20 to 30 mixer trucks per day leave the plant and then return. And sand and gravel during the summer months is approximately 20 to 30 times per day during the summer session. I don't think that was correct. The 20 to 30 deliveries.
That
of
does
sand.
sound high.
Yes.
And that is on which
I was
page?
playing with the recorder, I messed up.
4 or 5.
Okay, 4 out of 5. Let's see if that is still there. Yes, it's still there.
Those numbers are the same. I don't think it's correct.
Right.
But you do have that, I have that as well. Written down.
Is that what we wrote down?
That's what you had and
That's
that's
what
what I
I
had
had, yeah.
as well. Written down.
So you guys have different.
Yeah, I do have that as well.
Yeah, okay. In my notes, but it doesn't mean it's not the case. Okay. Oh, I think that both of them got it.
The mixer
You can
trucks, I think
confirm.
he had said, 10 trucks like 2 to 3 times a day, is what I remember reading.
That's
All
all
right,
right.
but
And the sand and gravel,
During the summer months, how many deliveries do you get for sand and gravel during the busy time?
You just asking about the aggregate part?
No, this, yeah,
Yeah,
sand and
yeah.
gravel and, you know, if you're getting, whatever deliveries you might be
Any
getting.
deliveries?
Any delivery.
20 to 30 loads?
Half that, about 10 to 15 is what they're calculating,
10, 15 a day?
of the aggregate material.
Okay.
No, well,
Cement,
Sand?
aggregate, sand, yes.
and the cement you said, yes? Cement separate?
That'll be all included. The
All
50
included,
load
so-
will cover the cement, the sand, the rock. all
10
the
to 15?
ingredients.
Okay. That was the only question I had
Okay.
that I saw.
Good question. All right, we can change that. All right, and then if that's the only change, are there any, can anyone make a motion? And that's working, yes.
Motion to accept November 15th minutes as amended.
I'll second that.
Karen Valentino? Yes. Mike Patuli?
Yes.
Cindy Gaibo? Abstain. Melissa Wendy?
yes.
Alan Chase?
Yes.
Okay. The minutes, that we have for November 29th meeting, I wanna put out there that there's a section on page 2 out of 3. It says, the planning board had an in-depth discussion on the application, the request of a new silo, change of hours and change in direction of traffic, but no action was taken. And, I have some notes, I would like to make some changes to that. But I have them prepared. I have to summarize. And then we'll get Rebecca's input as well, once that is done, and share it out with all of you. So if we could table these minutes for tonight, would that be okay? Whatever, that's my request.
Is it a motion or just leave it?
I don't know, can we just table it, or do we have to motion to table?
Make a motion.
Okay,
So that's the 29th.
I make a motion to
Minutes.
table the November 29 minutes.
I'll second that.
Karen Valentino?
Yes.
Mike Cattouli?
Yes.
Cindy Gaibo?
Yes.
Melissa Wendy?
Yeah.
Alan Chase?
Yes.
So the recorder didn't work the first several minutes of the meeting, so I just wanna do a quick recap. So we called to order at 6:12 PM, we did roll call. We had everyone here, Karen, Mike, Cindy, Melissa, and Alan are all here. Absent is Linda and Sue, and Karen. I don't know if you wanna restate what's on the recording for Linda, you just, your
Oh,
appreciation
right.
for.
Okay, so yes, acknowledging Linda's tremendous contribution over the years to the planning board, and we appreciate all of her, her diligence, hard work, and efforts, and wish her the best.
And that's all that didn't get on the recording, but it is working now. Just keep an eye on that light.
All right, okay, so, next item on the agenda is the Circle T application, and we had, oh, yeah, as soon as we're ready to go. All right, so we were in the position, at the second public hearing, this a couple of weeks ago, and, then all of us had been, to the point of discussing, the three items that are part of this application. The second silo that they want to, build or put up, they already have it, and that it did not dramatically change the footprint on the site plan of the site, the site footprint that they have. It does not have a large thing, it's certainly in keeping with what is already up there. No new noise is created with that. So I think we were okay with that aspect. Then we discussed the hours, just trying to again reiterate so that we can move this along. There was concern over, that giving the plant the opportunity to make sure that they had, the chance to be able to close things up and wash out trucks and do things that would cause noise, but it was not part of the operation of the actual batch plant. And so we had made the distinction that, there was that operational, running up the plant, which was also including the loader with the, aggregate. And, let me see if I can find my things. So we had said, batch plant would include, no loading of, stone, no running of the batch plant itself, no batch plant deliveries, and so the new hours being 6 in the morning to 6, well, the regular hours, but extending those into the winter. 6 in the morning to 6 PM, but no deliveries, before 6 PM, after 6 PM, no loading, no running, the batch plant, as well as no, loading of the aggregate. Okay, deliveries. So, and then we wanted to give them, time, a half an hour, 30 minutes before 6 in the morning, so they could have those ancillary preparations to take care of. People pulling in and just, you know, whatever things, warming up trucks and vehicles, as well as, 2 hours after the, after 6, so till 8 o'clock, as well for these, ancillary operations that are involved with the plant. Am I missing something, or does that kind of bring us to where we were? Everybody?
Sounds familiar.
Sounds vaguely familiar. It's been, it feels like it's been too, a long time. Okay.
Those hours were for Monday through Friday.
It was, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yes,
Thursday,
good distinction.
Saturday.
So that was Monday through Friday, and then it was 6 to 2 on, Saturday. I appreciate the,
With the 30 before.
correct, 30 and
hours
2.
after.
You got it.
And closed on Sunday.
And closed on Sunday, correct. Alright. The road, we were looking at, they want to be able to, not have restrictions in the directions that they can, drive on Darrow Road, north and south. Currently, there are restrictions saying, at different locations, on Lily Marsh and on Stone Road and, other locations definitely on Soper Mills, where there's no truck traffic except for local deliveries. Currently, a sign was taken down that was on County Route 6, Darrow and Stone, not Stone,
Just,
thank you, 51.
Yeah.
Is that close enough? Alright, 51, 6 and, Darrow, that was there, and, we are talking about putting that back up, just to say, let's just keep it, so, it is, only local deliveries and trucks, and certainly anyone delivering, materials to Circle T and their trucks. And we talked about pros and cons of changing things. Currently, the speed limit on Darrow Road is 55? 45?
45.
45, thank you. Mike had some good points, I thought, with, them traveling south. It is a relatively straight shot as it comes from the plant heading south on Darrow. And then there's a stop sign, and it's about a half mile away. That provides a natural kind of mitigation of the traffic, not allowing it to get a lot of speed, and it makes it clear enough. I want to point out that, and this is not from our previous discussion, but over the last 2 years that they've been operational, we have not had incidents or problems with accidents or issues with the road, and I'm happy that apparently the neighbors that are south, there's been some that like the drivers, and Missy pointed that out earlier, the last meeting, and that's great. So we want to keep it so that this is as nice a blend with this community. So this has been working, having the traffic moving south and coming out that direction. So to move north, we have the challenges that we discussed. We're looking at the, yes, other vehicles not supposed to be coming in any other directions, other than coming up maybe from the southerly direction on Darrow. But again, it's the number of trucks that would be using that pathway compared to a business that has now 45 trucks in the summertime, either their own trucks or delivery trucks. So that's a larger number of vehicles. And so the question is whether to say, okay, yep, they can all just travel north. Again, pointing out what Mike had said, traveling north, you do have a much longer distance on Darrow before stop. I think the first stop sign is at 104 on that road, if you're not turning off. And so trucks can get up to more speed, and the curves, it's just more challenging navigating it, even if you're in a smaller vehicle. So that's our consideration, is to say, looking at that this has been working for 2 years, that I want to just put that out there, that it would be something, again, do we need to open this to say, okay, this is just, this is what's fair, or are we saying this is, we have it demonstrated that this has been a safe type of approach. So we're still talking about this particular topic. We've asked Bob to join us. Parker, thank you for coming this evening. Rebecca, do you have particular questions that you?
I think we just wanted information from Bob regarding the road, traffic on the road,
One of the biggest concerns when it started,
condition of the
and they
road.
agreed just to do the salt on, was to keep an eye on the road, see the damages. It's been over a year now, and there hasn't significantly been any more damage to the road than ever in the past. There was always a business there. The water in front of Circle T and the problem area there has always existed there, which is in the plans to get repaired. Circle T has actually done some work there. And the south end of Darrow Road, we haven't put any more patch in the south end of Darrow Road than we did in the past years. So it's obvious that the traffic on Darrow Road with the cement trucks hasn't created any expensive repairs to the road. Is so far.
What about the sign?
What about the what? The sign
my
is a
concern
very,
is- my
the sign
concern-
on the south end is a very confused matter. We put it
Okay.
up, not knowing the direction of the planning board.
Okay,
It was brought to my attention that why do we have a sign there saying we can't go in there, then we just got done telling them they can use the south end.
yeah, well, it's,
So you got drivers going into the plant saying, hey, am I supposed to be on this road or not?
well, they're making a local delivery.
Right, exactly. But I have signs on every single road coming into Circle T. And I have several other businesses using them every day. We have trucks going north on Darrow Road, south on Darrow Road, Lily Marsh, West Stone Road, that doesn't belong to Circle T. And they're still using the road, and I don't know, I just don't think it's, we post for one person and a local businessman, and 2 miles down the road to the south, had a gravel business, used it for 2 months in the spring, north end of Darrow Road. You know what I mean, we can't let Circle T trucks go up there, but we let his excavating business go up there for 2 months. The year before Circle T opened, there was logging going on that road for 8 months. Log trucks on that road. But yeah, we limited the road to Circle T.
Well, my concern is, okay, I can't justify saying to Circle T, well,
Right,
you can't go north if I'm letting other trucks go north.
right, exactly.
Now, as far as a gravel pit, making a local delivery.
Uh-huh.
Logging company, making a local delivery. So if the sign is there on the south side saying local deliveries only, it should limit some of that other than local deliveries. If I can't get the sign up, then I have to open it up for everybody.
My question is, why are we closing it to everybody?
Is the road the same width all the way down through?
We're making it for local deliveries only.
Yeah, my question is why? Why can't people do business on that road? We're letting everybody else.
We've had complaints that that end is narrower.
It's not. They're all 18 to 20 foot wide. Some roads are worse than the others. There's been businesses on that road for the last 80 years. There's been gravel beds on that road. There's 4 businesses right now on that road. Those, Johnson Logging was on that road for 50, 60 years. We never limited trucks. I let them, Larkin Road, for an example, tractor trailers, GPS takes them off 104B to 1, travel Larkin Road, it's just as bad as a Darrow. All day long, tractor trailers travel it. We don't limit the rest of my roads. If we just want everybody to avoid New Haven, buy a lot of signs, you know what I mean? I don't think his traffic to the north, his business is gonna be that great as going to the south because of Lake Ontario. You can only got 2 miles to go to the north and you run out of land versus going south. I might be wrong, I just don't see the traffic going to the north. I'm not here for that or against it. I'm here saying they haven't hurt my roads and nobody's gotten hurt on that. God, hopefully nobody ever does, but to this point. But one thing, we've had a lot of emails and phone calls about trucks going north, and some of them aren't even Circle T's complaining. If I had that on every road, we'd be shutting down every road in the town. You know, I don't know what your answer is, but I just don't think the traffic to the north is gonna be that great, and they haven't damaged my road so far. And one of my main jobs is to fix the roads.
Okay.
So far, I haven't had to put, that road hasn't been paved since 2008. It's in the plans to be done in the next couple of years, but it's held up pretty good, considering. I just don't think your traffic to the north is gonna be that great. If it is, somebody prove me wrong. I'm not in the cement business, but I don't see where this traffic to the north is gonna be anywhere near as much as it is to the south. And then he can get off before Soper Mills on West Stone Road or Lily Marsh. And them roads are identical to Darrell Road, far as in shape. All the town roads, they're not like 104 or the county roads. But you got complaints of people driving down the road with a pickup and a plow on it. You got New Haven trucks driving down it 4 or 5 times a day with 40 tons on them. 40 tons. 14-foot wide on a 20-foot road.
On Stone Road, is there a weight limit on that bridge?
8 tons.
8 ton?
That's a county bridge. It's not a town bridge.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be taking it out completely, so you can't go through there, versus repairing it based on traffic. They're doing a study now. So it'll be a dead end down to that in both ways.
I agree with Mike that if it is not to penalize that Circle T to say, nope, only your trucks can't travel on this road, but to say, does it make sense to limit these other trucks? And you can have a no deliveries except local deliveries, and people can just ignore the sign and go past it. So it's not like there's any, complete, no one's gonna be, it's hard to control that. I mean, it becomes
Right.
Another whole matter. But the idea that, with the, in the past, I don't know, I mean, whatever, how much was going on with the previous logging business that was there for years, or you said there were some other, businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say what kind of increase in traffic, was associated with that, but maybe they didn't have as many, vehicles associated with their business that, are associated with this one. So our concern, and it has been from the beginning of this plant going in, is that the impact with traffic being increased there.
Yeah.
So just trying to mitigate to say, can we put something in there just to make it, honestly, just safer, not that there's no hazards on Stone Road or hazards on the road that you had mentioned before. I agree with you, anywhere, there could be a road that's got challenges to it, or blind curves.
Well, I think you could put something in there for in case something, it doesn't work down to the end, where traffic is a problem with the Circle T trucks. How I got brought into this in the first place was because everybody was afraid of the damage on the road.
Right.
And that's,
It's been,
at this point, there isn't any.
right,
And I don't know where you want me to go from here with signs and stuff, but I just, I personally don't agree with limiting the road to certain people and not others. That's my only point.
I don't either.
But there was a sign up. that
There was
said
a sign,
local
it's been up,
deliveries only.
taken down, and put back up and taken down. For the lack of direction from the planning board on what they wanted there,
Okay,
okay? And it is, I still have it. I can go back up in a second, but it didn't make sense to have it there to some people, and other people it did, so
okay.
as soon as you make a decision, we'll do it.
okay.
I'm in charge of the road, and I don't see anything where they damage my road.
Okay. We're happy to hear that. I'm glad.
I've got some questions
Sure.
related to the legal part of this, I
Okay.
guess. And how long have you been the highway superintendent?
14 years.
So you've been around the block, you've been to some training, I'm sure that this topic has come up at some point.
Yeah, some topics, yeah.
I worked for a highway department at one time, years ago, and it was my understanding then that when it comes to a town road,
Mm-hmm.
the highway superintendent controls that road.
I can post, most towns in the upstate New York post their roads, highway superintendent can post the roads for, in the spring, as you know, the frost level in New York State, post the roads for weight limits for frost and damage to the road. And most towns do that up north, so that roads don't get tore apart. Cause if I had a frost problem on Darrell Road, and Circle T trucks would probably tear it up in a couple of months, you know what I mean? I haven't had that problem where I've had to post roads. Trucks
Well, my
tearing
question is, could the town supervisor go out and post the road?
I don't think so.
No, I can answer that.
Right, it's my understanding you are the authority of town
Yes.
roads in this town.
And if there is a misunderstanding, and then this is where the town board would step in with me and say, look, we need to talk this over.
Right, but
I can make that decision, but somebody, I think somebody can override me. I've never ran into it, Al, so I can't tell you that.
okay,
I can post the road based on what I feel the road needs.
right, for the condition of the road.
Right.
The point I'm getting at here is you weren't at the last meeting, but it's my belief that as a planning board,
Uh-huh,
we do not have jurisdiction over who drives on the road or doesn't.
right.
You do. And you as the highway superintendent, it's, because of interstate commerce, it's limited. You can post for weight, but you can't post a sign and say, Joe can use this road, but Steve
Exactly.
can't. Right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's above your ability.
Right.
It's certainly above our ability.
Right, exactly.
So,
Alan, just part of the previous conditions, they were to apply,
right,
make a request to the town board to post.
That was a condition that
Those
Circle T
signs,
agreed to,
yeah.
right?
so Circle T previously agreed to only drive south. In my mind, that is the only
Right,
teeth that this town has to say, hey, you have to continue to drive south.
yep,
Because from a legal standpoint, I don't think the planning board, it's my opinion, from my experience, short of, us not releasing them from that condition.
right.
But we don't have the authority to tell you to go post that road.
And I don't have the authority to tell Circle T not to go that way, other than have a sign there to show them they can't.
But you could post the
I
road
could post that road,
for
yes.
like local deliveries only.
Yeah,
You do
like I
have the
did.
ability to do that.
Yep. But, and I don't believe, unless somebody got hurt and I had the road posted, I don't think the sheriff's department would issue a ticket unless somebody actually got hurt, or somebody was speeding, or somebody breaking the law. I don't think me posting the road is breaking the law. You know what I mean, Al? Cause I'm not, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not sure of that.
Right.
But I don't think me posting a road is a law that somebody drives down here from Baldwinsville and drives down that road. I don't think they're gonna get arrested because they went down my road.
I don't think so.
Huh?
Yeah, I agree, I don't think so.
Okay, I
It's
just
a
don't
tough-
know that.
To me, it'd be a tough one.
Yeah.
I worked 30 years as a fireman, and if there was a washout on the road, we had the authority of the fire department to close that road while we were there. The minute we left, we no longer had the authority to close that road. We had to
Right.
call the highway
Right,
superintendent
yeah,
to close. The point I'm making
Right.
is, this is your decision from a legal standpoint,
Yeah.
I think. Again, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, cause it's.
There's a
part
condition
of the-
in this, but
and
we
it's
start
part of-
talking about it and it seems like we feel like we can tell you to do this with the road or do that with the road, and I don't think that's the case. I think,
I posted that road based on conditions between the planning board and Circle T, way back in the beginning.
Correct.
I know, Circle T was trying to start a business here and
Yep.
they agreed to these provisions.
Correct.
I'm here to tell you that all the damage in the road being turned back to gravel has not happened.
Okay.
And what little bit damage is done, Jason Simmons has actually helped fix it, so. there's nobody the enemy here. The planning board's trying to do their job and Jason Simmons trying to run a business. And, he's actually pretty easy to get along with if people tried, so.
Good deal.
Did you have any other questions for him?
No,
Did you say for anyone or for?
Oh, I was just, cause he had started, do you have, anyone else have any questions for, that we?
You
didn't
said,
ask him?
I missed, I just wanna get caught up. You talked about a gravel bed and a logging business. When you were saying it, I thought you were saying it still happens now.
No, I'm just
But then
saying,
Mike said it happened in the past.
we've been talking about Darrow Road and trucks on that road for years, and there's been trucks on that road for years. That was just a point I was trying to make, Al.
Okay, so there is a gravel bed there now, or there's
No,
not?
the gravel
not-
that's still
not
there
active.
is not active.
Okay,
But I'm talking
Understood.
about businesses using that road for 50, 60, 70 years now. Maybe not,
there's been a long-standing.
maybe not irrelevant in the last 3 or 4 years, 10 years. I'm just saying that Darrow Road, when I was a kid, you couldn't get down with a bicycle, I mean, the gravel and mud was so thick. They're dirt roads, you know what I mean? But
It's not a residential neighborhood because we don't have zoning.
the base on Darrow Road is as good or better than any of my other town roads, because if it wasn't, it would have broken up by now, what I'm saying. And it actually needs to be paved again, so it's gonna be having fresh blacktop on it in the next year or two.
And that's the section from Stone to County Route, 6, that's gonna get paved again?
Probably, when we did it before, in 2008, we did it in 2 years, half and half,
Okay,
okay? It depends on the money and the price of blacktop right now.
okay.
I know Soper Mills needs to be done, whether Circle Tree goes that way or not, it's in rough shape down there, that needs to be fixed. That's on my plan for this year along the Sundown Road, but Darrow Road is not my worst road in the town right now, even though there's a cement business on it.
Okay, thank you. All right, Bob, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much.
thanks.
All right.
Hmm?
All right. Well, I don't know if there's any impact with them closing Stone, if that changes this picture at all, and that does funnel traffic down that road, if it's traveling north.
A third of the traffic.
A third of the traffic now, you don't have Stone Road as an option to turn on, shortly, whenever that happens.
Well, even now, it's a weight limit on a bridge.
Correct.
So
Correct, 8,
they know they shouldn't be traveling that road
8 tons,
anyway.
8 tons on Stone Road now, so
yeah,
Hmm?
8 tons on Stone Road, you said?
It's on Soper Mills,
and on Super Mills as well.
the bridge.
And
And
That's a-
Lily Marsh, is there any limit on that?
That's a county bridge and it's 1 lane.
Please, I'm sorry, Bob, it's the others, I don't want
Oh.
any comments, please. So go ahead, you were saying Lily Marsh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lillian Marsh that goes to the
Does that
west,
have a limit?
it has, no,
Okay,
and you have West Stone Road that goes to the east.
all right. So traveling north soon, Stone will be shut down and, or you anticipate that there will be a dead end, and so it will be people turning on Lily Marsh or right onto 104?
Or Soper Mills to the left.
Am I thinking that Silver Mills has the
Silver
bridge
Mills
right
goes this
behind-
way.
to the right.
To the
When you
right,
come
yes.
down to Darrow.
Yeah.
Silver Mills goes like this,
And
to
that's-
the right is the bridge, so they
Yeah,
can't go that way.
That's what I thought, you can't go down
But they
Silver
can
Can't go
Mills.
that
towards
way.
the
So,
NW.
right, so my understanding is if traffic goes north on County,
And
where are we, Darrow, thank you, that they closed down Stone Road and it had a weight limit, as you pointed out anyway, and Silver Mills has a weight limit, they can't go that way, so the
They can go
only,
Soper Mills to the left.
Yes,
Oh, am I, okay, that takes you
Yes.
to 104.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Thank you. I was thinking it was
It
still
goes out both ways to 104. one
Thank you.
across from
I was
school
thinking
and
in
one
my mind
across
that it was
storage.
just down.
You can't go right, everyone knows
104.
that,
Okay.
because there isn't room to go
Okay,
right.
Silver Mills.
Yep.
But that'll take you right to 104.
They have 3 ways out going north. They have 2 ways out before they get to Super Mills.
Okay, yep.
Just for clarity, you said that the county is currently doing a traffic study on it to determine whether or not to replace the bridge.
Right,
So it's undetermined whether,
yeah, it doesn't,
Okay.
I just know that it doesn't make sense for them to repair
it doesn't get a lot of traffic.
it.
So
No,
you're
it's like
anticipating
it's like
that
$3 million to repair it, and it doesn't make sense to
we
them.
spend a lot of money for
Yeah.
dumber things than that.
Yeah,
That's true.
so, I'm waiting for the time that my plows can't plow it anymore and I gotta do it with a pickup.
Oh.
That's what I'm waiting for, that day.
Doesn't sound that fun. All right. That is helpful.
What does, do you have the weight of like the concrete trucks?
How much a concrete truck weighs?
Yeah, well, if there's a weight limit of 8 tons on the 2 roads.
I'm sure it's,
Empty, you're over it.
yeah, I agree.
Empty, you're over 8 ton.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So there's already 2 roads that they've been able to travel anyways.
Right,
Right.
right. Yes, that sounds correct to me. So that does put them out onto
It kind of forces them out on the 104.
Yeah,
to 104, because Lily Marsh is not that great.
So then, northern travel, they'd only be able to go Lily Marsh or
Silver
left to
Mills.
Soper Mills.
Yes. To 104. All right.
you got a question for me?
He
Oh,
said they
okay.
can go right on West.
So you're waiting for me to.
No, no, thank you.
Oh, okay.
We're just thinking.
What did you say, Ron?
So they can go right on West Stone?
Bob,
They could,
But they're,
If
Brings them to
you
that
said-
still
if-
has a weight limit of 8 tons though, right?
Oh, but it's an 8-ton limit for the bridge there. And
just a bridge, yeah.
so they shouldn't
That's
go
at the
that
very
way
end.
because of the weight and
Right.
Al just said.
They wouldn't be able to use it as a through road. though.
Right, they couldn't.
Right.
Right. Because of that.
Another question for you, Bob.
Yes.
And you may or may not know the answer to this, but who determines what the speed limit is on that road?
State,
The state.
we put a petition in, residents that live in that area, like, for instance, my first one was Johnson Road. They put a petition in, get enough people to sign it, town board approves it, it gets sent into the state, they do a study.
And they make the decision.
Make a decision.
So the town board couldn't go down there tomorrow and take
Nope.
the 50-mile-an-hour signs down and put 30-mile-an-hour
No,
signs
they
up?
have to apply through the state.
Right. So in their agreement last time, it says the applicant shall make a request to the town board for the following: reduce speed limit to 30 miles per hour on Darrow Road. It's your understanding that that's not possible?
No,
Let me rephrase that. It's not possible for the town board to unilaterally make that decision?
No, it's not. I don't believe so.
Right.
Let me say that I don't know for sure, but I don't think so.
It's my understanding the state determines
State
speed
makes that
limits.
decision.
Right, so,
I think we had discussed before that all Circle T had to do was actually make the request, which they did. And then obviously they have no control over where it goes from
Right.
there.
right. So the same thing is a condition on here of no truck entrance signs and weight limit signs on Soper Mills and so on is the other condition that was put on there that went to the town board. Now, in talking with the superintendent, I got the impression that the town board doesn't feel that they have the authority to determine if they can put no truck entrance signs on the road. So whose authority does that come back to? Is that yours, or that gets kind of sticky?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not
Let
gonna
me,
tell
let me
you.
interject real quick, just so we're clear here. Bob is an elected official, as I am, okay? Not myself nor any other member of the town board has authority over any highway matters that falls squarely on Bob. Solely on Bob and no other person in the town, okay? Just so we're clear on that. As far as the speed limit, we vote that in, we take recommendation from the planning board as we have on a couple different roads. Johnson Road was one of them. We submit that to the state, but they don't always come back with what we recommend. We might say, we want that road to be 30 miles an hour, and they'll come back and say, No, we wanna, that's too much of a drop from 55. We wanna go with 40 or 45.
Yeah.
And that's happened in the past. But as far as authority on any highway matter at all, we have none as the town board collectively, myself individually. There's a misconception that the supervisor has, general authority over town matters. That's not the case. We act as a board, and we do not have any authority over highway matters. That falls on Bob. So just so we're clear there.
But he doesn't even have the ability to change the speed limit, so it's,
No,
there's
No,
a
that's
pecking
not-
order, it's state or it's highway superintendent. Those are the two entities that have jurisdiction. I
So
guess.
we've had recommendations made to us a couple different times to lower the speed limit. One of the areas was Johnson Road. A few years ago, there was a lot of people speeding up and down through there. We submitted to the state, I believe it was 35, and they came back with 40 or 45. They did not go with our recommendation.
right,
So to answer your question, no, it's not up to us. We can make a recommendation to the state, and they make the final. A lot of people think that because it's a town road, we have authority, or town total authority over it. That's not the case. When it comes to posting speed limit, it goes to the state. And Bob can explain some of these bridges are, even though it's on a town road, okay, because of the span, it's a county bridge. So there's another.
yeah,
Right. So on a town road, Bob doesn't even have the authority to post the weight limit on the bridge. If you want to
Right.
make that 8-ton
say
bridge a
for
10-ton
instance,
bridge.
West Stone Road down there, short West Stone Road, that's a
Right.
county bridge.
Right,
They replaced that several years ago.
right.
Uh,
So if that's posted by the county at 8 tons, you can't make it 10.
right, right,
The town board can't
Yeah.
make it 10, so on. It's under
Yeah.
the authority of the county. So,
now, they lowered the speed limit on Darrell Road once,
It's 45 right now.
yeah, but I don't know about that.
Can consider them separately? Yes, no? Okay. So, it's been a while, so where are we at? We had said,
you review what the 3 separate ones are first, maybe?
yes, so the putting up of a second silo at the site, is one of the, items that is part of the application that we wanna make a motion, to say, we're going to do that. The hours, changing with the conditions that we had specified that we wanna put in there, the changing the hours or having the hours be 6 in the morning to 6 in the night, throughout the year, but allowing for that half an hour, prep time before and 2-hour prep time or ancillary operation time after. And then the road and deciding, this is the one that seems to be the sticking point, as far as for us. I am of the opinion, and I will say it again, that I think that this one we should not approve this request, because the conditions that have been in place, I think we should put up that sign that says local deliveries only, down at the intersection of 51 and 6. And start limiting other trucks that are going in there except for these deliveries. And now that I know there's potentially even fewer ways, they can't go, they already can't go down Stone because of the weight problems. And I did caveat, with the last time, a month or so, whenever we were talking about this, saying that I do not believe this includes pickup trucks and cars from employees and,
Flatbeds,
was that?
flatbeds.
Yeah, I don't think it includes, the truck, that in my mind, it's the large, vehicles associated with the concrete batch plant. It's the cement trucks and things of that nature. But, again, reiterating, I thought an excellent point, the road conditions are just more straighter, heading south. And I'm not trying to penalize the people heading south, but it seems to have been working, so why can we not continue just to say this seems reasonable? And I understand your points that you're making. I think they're valid. Bob has valid points in saying certainly there's no damage being done to the road, which is wonderful. But I think that we can just limit some, I don't want it to be a free-for-all for other companies down there either. It's just not, it's not a good through road, and I realize there's gonna be GPS taking people things and saying, come on down here, but,
But if Bob says there's no issue with the road, why is it of your opinion to say it's not a good through road? There's no issue with the road, there's no issue with, so
Well-
I totally disagree with you. I think they should be able to go both ways.
So what you can do, you can go through each one and
Yep.
go through the first
Yep.
one.
and honestly, it was the fact that this is finding a common ground that seemed to, be more amenable for the company, that they agreed to it, and,
Now they're asking to change it, which
I understand.
we're supposed to look at. We're not supposed to say, well, they agreed to this
No,
2 years ago,
I understand that, I
so I
do.
wanna stick with that. That's just.
No, I completely understand it, that's not my point to it, my point truly is the safety factor, and, that's all.
There'd be people who aren't obeying the laws. We can't control that. So like Bob said, we can't control, these people can drive down through there, these people can't.
Okay, so let's, again, it's not just, they did agree to it before, we haven't had any problems, I don't wanna see any problems. And so it seems like a reasonable condition considering the limited options heading north up that road, that there's places that are not that hot anyway to turn off onto. So you're gonna pull out on 104 from Sober Mills into a kind of it's a blind hill that you're coming up over, or you're going down Lily Marsh, and it's no better than going 51. So, I just don't see the advantage of that, and that this seems to be working, and we haven't had any safety issues. So it's really safety is my concern, and that's what I'm looking at, because the impact on this road from the beginning of this has been a significant increase in traffic of large vehicles, and so that's what we're just trying to mitigate, that concern for safety, 100%. And I mean, obviously, if everyone's perfect drivers, you never have an issue, if the kids never run out the road. But, that's it, and it doesn't seem necessary, is what I'm saying. If there's not that big a justification, in my opinion, from the presentation of why, and to say, no, let's just limit all of them, and it's not, I don't know, it just seems like a reasonable compromise to say, here
And
it is.
like Bob said, they're not gonna listen to it anyway.
Well,
All the other companies aren't gonna listen to
I think
it
the thing
anyway,
to do
so
is
if
just
they're
to vote on
traveling
it.
that, yeah.
All right.
I hear your
Exactly.
opinion,
Yep,
we all
okay,
have our own opinions,
so,
Yep.
all
just
right,
vote on it.
so if we make a motion for the, placing of the second silo at the site.
I make a motion to, accept the second silo at the Circle T.
Could, question. After each motion, we'll have discussion and then vote, if there's discussion to be had.
If there's more
That-
discussion, you need to.
Right, okay, so once we start our voting process, it's not gonna be we're not hammered to just say nothing but yay or nay to the end, right? So we can take these and discuss them if we need to. This one, I have no discussion on the silo,
Yeah.
I'm okay to vote on it.
Yeah, okay,
So-
so can we have a second to that?
I'll second that.
All right,
Karen Valentino?
yes,
Micah Julie?
Yes.
Melissa Wendy?
Yes.
Ellen Chase?
Yes.
okay. We want a motion for the hours of the plant, with the, hours being, 6 AM to 6 PM for the actual, batch plant operations, as well as the, including the loading of stone, any deliveries, I feel like there was one other thing in there.
The running of the batch plant.
The running, thank you, the running of the batch plant itself. And then with the allowance for the, half an hour beforehand, so 5:30 to 6, for, ancillary preparations, and then, 6 to 8, up to 2 hours of, those other activities after the batch plant is shut down.
I've heard of this motion, you said 6 AM to 6 PM, that's Monday through Friday.
And that, well, thank you, oh my gosh, why do I keep forgetting? Okay, Monday through Friday, 6 to 2 on Saturday, and that is, January through December, so throughout the year.
And
And closed on Sunday.
And not, it closed on Sunday, thank you. A motion for that.
So proper Robert's rules, discussion or motion first? We need a motion, then discuss, correct? Or a motion and a, right, motion and a second, then discussion, then vote.
Correct, if you need to discuss more.
Okay, yes, anyone gonna make a
So
motion?
okay, so you weren't making that motion?
I'll make that motion,
Okay, so
sure.
Karen made the motion
There
for
you
the
go.
hours as she stated. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Karen Valentino?
Yes.
I
Oh,
got
no,
discussion.
we wanna
Discussion.
discuss,
We want a
sorry.
discussion
I got
first.
discussion,
Okay,
sorry.
go ahead.
I do too.
Last month, Mr. Caracoli made the comment when we were all done that he was here to represent the applicant and that we never asked him anything. I would like to ask the applicant if they can, what is the, you've heard our rationale of the hours of operation. Can you comment as to whether you can work within that? Is that, in your mind, I don't know who I'm posing this to, maybe Mr. Caracoli or whomever, but what we're proposing to vote on right now is to make your hours of operation 6 AM to 6 PM with an ancillary operation 30 minutes prior to that. So 5:30 in the morning, you can begin operations, but 6 AM to turn the batch plant on, load stone in the batch plant, or accept deliveries of aggregate. I don't know if we were specific at deliveries, but you would ask for something more than that. Is that, do you have any comments before we vote on that?
Just give us a minute.
And that would also include 2 hours after 6 PM for trucks to return and wash out and things of that nature.
So the company, submitted their application, and asked for certain hours of operation that are in the application. What the board is considering is not necessarily consistent with what we're asking for. But we also understand that it's within your jurisdiction to set those conditions. It's then up to us to determine whether they're appropriate or not. And so I'm not trying to dance around the question, but you talked about legalities, right, and jurisdiction. We're not going to voluntarily agree to something that somebody then, months from now, is gonna use against us, right? I hope you can appreciate that, and I know I'm certain you can. Similar to the road and traveling back and forth. We're not agreeing to, we've asked modify what condition was there. But it's within your jurisdiction to make those determinations. It's not up to us to determine whether we can, for lack of a better term, live with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm good.
All right, so Melissa, did you say you had needed further discussion too, or were you good?
We, as the planning board, are supposed to look at the laws and follow the laws how they are, not interpret it how we want. Well, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to do that. That's not what we're here for. We're supposed to go by the laws, not our opinion. My opinion says his left shoe is untied. You gotta go by the laws. You can't just be like, my opinion is you can't pull out of your driveway backwards. That doesn't say it in the law, so we have to go by them, that's why we're here. That's our job. And there's nothing in the law saying that they can't go this way, that's just what they
No, we're
did
still,
before.
we're talking about
I
the
know,
hours.
but they're also, there's nothing in the laws saying that they can't operate at certain times, there's nothing in our laws saying that. So we can't very well say, no, you can't operate until 8 PM.
Yeah, there's factors you have to go through. and
Right, but
evaluate and decide.
when I signed on as the planning board, exactly what I signed was a thing saying that I am here to go by the laws.
Mhm.
There's nothing in that law that says that they can't operate till 8 o'clock. Nothing. That's what they asked for before, but now they're asking for an
Well,
expansion.
there are factors in the law that you have to go through and consider when evaluating everything, and that sets, it does it specifically.
We don't have
set up.
noise restrictions, so you can't go by that. We don't have anything, like I said before, you're gonna call Oswego and tell them they can't do Harborfest fireworks because we can hear them in New Haven? And all the noise that everybody's complaining about that's coming out of there, maybe that other operation that's going on right on the corner of 64 and 6. So you can't, I don't know. I'm just at a loss for words that people are so closed-minded.
Okay,
You,
so, with businesses, there is, a certain amount of, discretion that is given, this is for planning boards as it becomes part of the discussion, and that's why this is a long process, and it's not just a cookie cutter. Otherwise, the bare minimum that is covered, they're not gonna go into details of every business must operate within these time frame. That's not the nature of it. It is to come and say, this isn't it's a back and forth, Missy,
So
so.
who are we to determine 6? Why not 7? Like,
Okay.
why 6 o'clock?
That's part of what we do.
Exactly.
Right, but what I'm saying, why was 6 o'clock picked?
I think because that
Why
was their
not?
summer hours now.
Right, and then why expand it, so we can't give a little?
Well, we
We
are
giving a
giving a little. I don't understand. You don't.
For batch plan.
Okay, so we are saying there's operational noises beyond the morning time and the evening closing time. And so they themselves, in their application, had said they would not have any batches beyond 6 o'clock.
One of the complaints was that they were hearing noises before 6 o'clock, okay? Well, if we limit the batch plant being run at 6 o'clock, you can give them that half hour, start the trucks, warm them up,
They wanted
do whatever you got, that half hour before. That's giving them that. That should stop all the complaints.
It won't.
Okay, well, but
Let's be
it-
realistic.
it's-
so,
Okay, so, we can, are we ready for the vote? I think we already made a vote.
Yeah, we got a motion, we got a second, so,
you made the motion, Mike made the second.
yeah, everyone remembers the motion, correct? Karen Valentino?
Yes.
Mike Cattouli?
Yes.
Melissa Wendy?
Yes.
Alan Chase?
Yes.
Okay, all right, anyone wanna make a motion? Mr. Rude.
Well, we need a motion before we discuss, right? So,
Continue to discuss if you're not gratified.
Well, let's discuss this quick, because I'm unclear on, I'm hearing you, but I'm reading two different things in this. And which one are you talking about, is the question I have, because we have a restriction over here somewhere that says that Circle T will direct all of their traffic south on Darrow Road. Okay? And then elsewhere in this original application, we say that there will be no truck entrance signs and weight limit signs placed on Soper Mills, Stone Road, corner 6, Lily Marsh, so on and so forth. So those are two conditions that both affect travel on the road. Would you be, I have a hang up with, I don't think we should or can tell one company they can use a road and, or that they can't use a road and everybody else can, okay? I don't have a hang up on the highway superintendent posting a road for weight or posting it for local delivery or any of those kind of things, because we're treating everybody the same. So if what you're suggesting is that you would support a resolution to omit the Circle T will direct all of their traffic south, but to reinforce through whatever means necessary that the town will place weight limit and or local traffic signs as it says here. Now understanding, I think that's that guy's authority, not ours, but I would vote to say that we are going to recommend and ask the highway superintendent and town board to place no truck entrance signs and weight limit signs with the intent of limiting heavy truck traffic to local delivery only on that road. That treats everybody the same. And omit,
Did we determine that Bob can do the weight limit though?
you can post for weight limit, right?
Well, I don't think the weight limit is
And we're not-
concerned right now, I think
Yeah.
it's just a
It's
local
local
delivery.
traffic.
Right.
Okay.
Local delivery.
So, and Circle T can travel north if they have a local delivery, so that is something. Now, I could even put out, if it's an issue, we could remove that they have to call Ron, as a requirement, and then they could just like any other company that has a local delivery, just go do it.
Well, but
So, I mean, because we do have, which I.
but local delivery only would limit you to delivering on Darrow Road.
Right, or
I happen to live in an area that Darrow Road is my fastest way home from Syracuse, so I drive that road all the time. I come to the end of 6 and right straight down
Okay.
Darrow, right?
Yep.
Well, every other construction company or concrete company in the world has the ability to do that without the local delivery signs on there.
Right.
That's the part I have a hang up with. I have a hang up that we're telling Circle T they can't do it, but everybody else in the free world can.
Well, I'm of the opinion that we need to put the local delivery signs
I'm
back.
okay with the local delivery signs.
Yeah.
That's why I said we're talking about two different things.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the local delivery signs, I'm not okay with telling Circle T that they cannot drive north on Darrow Road.
Okay.
So if the motion were that we're gonna remove the, what is it, paragraph 9, applicant shall ensure that all vehicles under its control, blah, blah, blah. I would support that we're gonna remove that, but line 20 will remain, which encourages, well, I'll read it. Applicant shall make a request to the town board for the following: reduce speed limit to 30 miles per hour on Darrow Road from Stone Road to County Route 6, and no truck entrance signs with a weight limit, and signs and weight limit signs on Soper Mills Road, Stone Road at the corner of Stone and County Route 6, and Lily Marsh Roads at the intersection of Lily Marsh Road and County Route 51 and County Route 51A. So what that says is that the only thing we're removing is that Circle T will no longer have to instruct its vehicles to only drive south, but it will have to abide by whatever signage the highway superintendent or the town board lawfully put in place, just like everybody else has to.
But I think I wanna make sure I heard you correctly. So you're proposing reduced speed limit, no truck entrance and weight signs.
I'm not proposing reducing the speed limit. I'm proposing that
The
as a
local
condition of
delivery.
this, Circle T will ask the town board and the highway superintendent to reduce the speed limit and to put up local delivery only
Okay,
signs.
and that's why I understand the local delivery.
Yes.
The reduced speed limit though, I think they've already done that part, is that correct?
So what you're also saying is, once they're on that road, Circle T can go north at any time they want, as long as they're they're not making a local delivery on the road, they're going through it.
Exactly.
No, if there's a local delivery only sign at the end of their driveway going north, then they would be bound to not drive that, just like anybody else would be bound to not drive that, would be my interpretation. Maybe I'm not understanding part of that, but in my mind, I'm thinking that if at the northern corner of Circle T's property, it says local delivery only from this point on, then we have effectively, again, I question the legality of it, but we've effectively limited everyone from traveling north on Darrell Road.
And where are you wanting the sign? You're saying not at the intersection
Same places
of
that,
other
the
roads?
same places that it shows here.
If you put that sign at the end of, Darrell Road in County Route 6, okay?
Yep.
By putting that sign at the end of their driveway, okay, trucks are already coming down that road. Okay, if they don't see a sign, they're already on that road. So now what are they gonna do? They gotta turn around in their driveway? Okay, because they can't go any farther? That sign has to be at the end of the road to be effective.
Understood.
At 51 and 6.
Yep, that there's limited,
Darrow.
right, because coming out of there, you'd have to post it at the end, and if you post it at both ends, then if you start in the middle, what's the right direction to go,
That's correct.
right? Unless it was posted as, you know, local delivery after 2 miles or something like, I don't have the answer to that, but I feel strongly that we have to treat them the same as we do every other, you know.
Right.
I'm not opposed to trying to limit the traffic going north, I'm just opposed to limiting only Circle T's
No,
traffic going
I
north.
get, I agree with you, and I think
We agree too.
we want
But if
this
we put the
sign
sign up,
back.
okay, we're gonna stop other people from, some of them people from traveling all the way through. We're still giving Circle T that opportunity to go south, okay? Or they get deliveries from the south, all right? But that eliminated all the other through traffic, or slowed it up, so to speak.
So,
So we're making it fair for everybody.
But I don't want to give them, you can just go north unless it is for a local delivery, just like everybody else, because then now we're giving them a special preference, and everybody else is limited from going north or going wherever direction they wanna go on these roads. But to say, now, again, you know, safety being a factor, they can continue going south, put the signs up, and everybody has the same conditions. We're not giving special treatment to other people at all. But again, I think that they already know, local delivery. I'd like to say take off the thing that they have to call Ron for a local delivery. I don't know how often you get calls, Ron, but it seems like that's not necessary.
Well, I think just a phone call to the town clerk or something, hey, we gotta make a local delivery.
Yeah.
That stops the phone calls,
Okay,
because we already know.
Yeah.
We already know they're making a local delivery.
there you
Yes,
go.
somebody calls in, yes, we know they're making a local delivery.
Yes.
On that road or on Lindley Marsh Road
That's a good
or
point.
whatever.
It just stops
So
complaints as
it
far
would,
as
it would
calls.
slow it up and just say, hey, we
That's-
already know they're doing that.
That's why it was put there, you're absolutely right. And that's, I mean, I can't imagine that that's that frequent, that happens. Is there another thing?
what happens in the event of a tie?
If it doesn't carry, then no action is taken, so it essentially is tabled until you can,
So it's just stalled. So we can't
Or-
tie on this, we have to figure it out.
or we don't have an alternate here today.
It's not even just not tying, all four of you have to be in agreement.
It has to be a unanimous vote?
Tonight, yes.
Why?
Because you currently have 6 members, and in order
And it
to
takes
have a
4
majority
to
vote,
be a
you gotta have
majority.
4.
You're right.
Next month, you need 3, but this
We
month,
don't have an
until
alternate
December
here tonight
31st,
because
we
she's
need
sick.
4.
Yeah, she's very sick.
Very sick, so her germs needed to stay.
Yes,
Just
we
open
can
up
let
that.
it.
So-
Get it passed.
So sell me on how you wanna word the motion.
Alright.
Sorry.
Keep it as is.
Please, please. No, the change that I would want is saying, that we do wanna treat everyone equally here, so, in adding on that sign again, so, I would make a motion to put the, no deliveries except, no trucks except for local delivery sign, so that they're on all of the roads that are coming in, Soper Mills up by 104, making sure that we have, the ones that are there still already. I think the only one that we need to add is 51 and, County Route 6 on Darrow. And that Circle T would continue to, exit the plant as we have an image here with their no right-hand turns unless it's a local delivery, sign that's currently being used. It was in one of these images here.
I just have one question, it's just,
Go ahead,
obviously,
Bisco.
it's just for clarification for me for writing this.
Yep.
When you say, local traffic only
Yeah.
to the north, but if all directions are, the signs are saying no trucks except local delivery,
Mhm.
then isn't the trucks leaving Circle T, wouldn't it be the same each way? Like if you're saying local delivery only to the north, wouldn't it also apply to the south? Am I misunderstanding
No,
this?
I mean, this is just being reasonable, that they have to, they have to exit the plant and get out to other
Right,
roads.
but I'm just questioning, the way that you had said it is that they could only travel north for local deliveries. Is that what you said, or did I misunderstand?
No, I'm not sure at this moment, I have to confess. So if you can help Rebecca,
So
that'd be great.
there's local delivery only signs at the south end and north end.
Mhm.
Circle T wants to come out of the driveway, do they still need to go south?
I think so.
Okay, I think that's what Betty Jo's looking for clarification on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you're saying to the south, which obviously they're doing now, no
Mhm,
changes,
mhm,
obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
But what about the direction to the north, what are you saying?
If there's a
Like-
local delivery, this is what they currently have. If there's a local delivery, they, by all means, go north. There's a local delivery, so just give Ron a call and you're good to go. So,
What's our definition of local delivery? Is it
that's
on
a
that
good
road, is
question.
it?
Something
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
something on Darrell Road, something on Lily Marsh Road, something on Stone Road, up
So
until the
it's-
bridge.
Is it so many miles, is it?
My only question about the local delivery, and like I said, this is up to you guys, because I would be questioning this myself if I were anybody reading this. Circle T being in the middle of Darrell Road, I feel
They're closer to the,
any direction is local delivery for them, because they have to leave.
no, that's, I mean, they could be going to Syracuse, that's not a local delivery. They're headed, you know what I'm saying, they could be heading out.
I was just seeking clarification, so you're proposing post local delivery only at the ends of the road.
Yeah.
Which I think there are.
To eliminate everyone from driving through.
Right, but to
that
stop
road.
them going out north and going to Oswego or Scrabble, what is your definition
A
of
local
local?
delivery means on that road.
Right,
I think
so-
it's,
so
It's like a half mile.
exactly, it is just.
So if they have one, they go down and, like Mike said, turn onto the next road right there, that's not local anymore, cause now they're off that road. I just wanted to find that.
I think so,
So
but I
the
don't.
change would be to post the road, no or
And
local deliveries only.
I like
But we wanted to find local
I have a-
before.
your suggestion of reducing the speed limit is a good idea as well.
But that's your, it sounds like that's your change, is posting local deliveries only
You
at the
just
end of
bring
the
it off the
road,
other stuff.
so everyone is
Yeah,
stopped
my-
from using that as a throughway.
My suggestion
Not just
doesn't
down
work
River
the way I thought, when Mike brought up the fact that we would have to post it at the end of the road.
Mhm.
It actually flips the situation and makes it an advantage for Circle T and a disadvantage for everybody else. I acknowledge that, and I don't know that it's a good idea to put a local delivery sign only at the north end, so I don't know if all that worked. I was trying to find a happy medium. and
I see.
And I don't know that I found one, cause
Well,
what I would be comfortable with may
Local means.
actually flip it. I wanna pose another question to Circle T, and I have a feeling Kevin's gonna give the same answer, but maybe he'll let Jason answer this one. What I think is about to happen is we are gonna be in a deadlock on this route of travel question. And that is going to cause this thing to get adjourned tonight and pushed off into January. And this has been going on since June. So you could come back with a new application and ask to have the road reconsidered. I feel strongly that we shouldn't be telling you that you can't do what somebody else does, but we could just pass a motion to leave everything as it is, and you can put your silo up tomorrow if we move forward. But if your position is that you guys have applied for what you want and that's that, then I don't think we're gonna be able to resolve this tonight. But if you would rather us just muscle through this and let you get your silo going and we revisit this again another day, I would love to hear what you guys are the ones that are inconvenienced and us kicking the can down the road.
I just wanna make sure I'm understanding correctly, so you are leaning towards local delivery only every end of the road, and if we have a local delivery, we need to call the clerk, or I've always done it, email Ron or something. So do other companies and stuff that have local deliveries need to do that with the town as well?
No.
When they come through?
Not to my knowledge. Where we stand right now, as I understand it, is there's two different schools of thought. One is that you should continue to direct all of your vehicles to drive south, and that there should be local delivery signs up. And the other school of thought is that we should not be limiting you to travel in any direction on Darrow Road.
Yeah.
And because we need a unanimous vote, I don't think we're gonna get that unanimous vote tonight, which is going to stop this whole thing. That means you guys putting your silo up is gonna be delayed, everything's gonna be delayed.
I got you. We'll cover the ones that we can cover, and we'll come back to the other one.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
do
so
you
right
want
now
to
they're-
amend your application to remove?
I didn't hear what you said.
Cover what we need to cover and come back to the other one.
We'll cover the ones that we're not on the fence with, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, right now, they're in agreement of approving the silo and
The
the
hours.
change of hours that they discussed, which would be the same as your summer hours.
So,
What I
they want
believe,
to amend their application to remove the request, if that's my understanding.
Well, I don't know that they have to amend the application, I think you
Okay,
guys can
whatever.
approve without that portion, right?
Okay,
Tried that last month, I still couldn't do it.
Kevin wants to talk.
Yeah,
I did very much want to.
so if I'm understanding this correctly, and I don't know how the vote is, if it's a 2-2 vote, just for the sake of argument, my perspective, that's, it's a push, it's a non-decision. It's not a denial and it's not an approval. It's a nullity of the motion that allows this board to consider that motion at a future date. So I just, and I think Rebecca and I are in agreement on that.
Agree.
I'm
So
sorry.
the other two motions will still carry
Yeah,
and be effective, they're not delayed or,
right, so, and just so I get it out, offering potential language, and I don't know that it'll break a tie or not, but, what we had offered was that commercial vehicles shall be permitted to travel in either direction on Darrow Road unless otherwise restricted by action of the town highway superintendent, the town board, or any other local, state, or federal authority authorized to post weight limits restricting the type and weight of vehicles allowed to utilize Darrow Road, or otherwise restricting access to local deliveries only. I think that's what you've been talking about, other than possibly there's a bit of a stalemate on only going south and not going north. But to me, and this came out of the last, you know, the last meeting, listening to the conversations, I thought that's where you were headed. I respect the fact that you may not be there, but I wanted to make sure that the applicant's position on that matter was at least put on the record. If it requires us to come back, if there's a deadlock on this particular issue, my client would like to move forward and put the silo up and get the hours of operation underway. And if we have to come back to address travel up and down Darrell Road, we're prepared to do that.
Cause I think, Kevin, in response to that, I think what you said almost mirrors what you proposed, with the exception of them traveling north. Them not having that southerly restriction.
Maybe to help mitigate this. What Mr. Caracoli read is a language, can you guys support that? I'm thinking not, because it doesn't specifically say that they can't drive north, correct?
Correct, it just said, they shall be permitted to travel in either direction on Darrow Road unless otherwise restricted by.
I could support that, because that in effect says whoever has legal jurisdiction to restrict the road can restrict the road. And otherwise, we don't have a say in it. But if you guys can't support that, then my next question would be back to, if this motion fails, it was my understanding that the whole thing tonight fails, but that's not the case.
No.
Okay, the
It's
other
just
two
this-
will carry.
Right, it's just that one.
That piece fails, and we move on, and they can revisit it another time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So someone can make a motion to
But
approve
we-
the application other than that one part.
You do have to make a determination.
So we have to vote and decide whether it's a stalemate.
Yep, do you wanna make a motion? Mike, or
Um,
somebody?
Yeah,
Well, we could make a motion that there's no change, right? That the
Yeah.
road restriction stands as it is. I
don't know.
guess, right?
Well, I don't think, you
No.
don't wanna make that motion.
Because you don't wanna make a
Yeah.
decision that
No.
they
So
still.
that's just a
Right.
decision.
We want it to be a tie, so we can bring it up later.
And
If
just
that's the
to
intent.
let you know, you do have, there's a time limit, you have to make the decision
62 days from the
next,
public
at
hearing.
next month's meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in January, you
Correct.
guys have to come to some sort of
Correct.
decision, or the application's
Correct,
automatically
if you
approved.
don't reach an agreement, then
Do we have a
I make
motion
a
on the floor?
decision,
Or
then
no?
it's
what's that?
Do we have a
granted by
motion on the
default.
floor?
No, we were, putting words together for the motion, and it went further into discussion.
Mr. Caracoli, can I borrow your piece of paper?
Here,
I got it
okay.
right here.
Oh, do you?
Hold on, I just lost my page. Sorry, I did have it right here. Number 9.
Number 9. Where's it start at?
Here.
I'm not sure you're reading from the same paper.
I don't know that you're reading from.
Yeah, I don't think I am.
Here.
Not here.
Oh, you got something different than what I had?
You wrote it from what he had, or this is what
Yeah,
he
that's
said?
what, yeah. And it's,
Starts,
that's what he wrote, this one.
first
right.
paragraph.
Yeah, so you wanna make that.
I make the motion. I'm gonna read it and then I'll just give this to you to have on the plate. I mean, I'm suspecting this isn't gonna pass, you guys are gonna vote no, I'm okay with that, but. So I make the motion, to amend the restrictions, the road restrictions cited in paragraph 9 and 20
Which is the one that I gave you.
of the original site application to read, travel on Darrow Road, commercial vehicles shall be permitted to travel in either direction on Darrow Road unless otherwise restricted by action of the town highway superintendent, the town board, or any other local, state, or federal authority authorized to post weight limits restricting the type and weight of vehicles allowed to utilize Darrow Road, or otherwise restricting access to local deliveries only. That's my motion.
So that last part about the access to local deliveries only, I mean, if we, or otherwise restricting access to local deliveries only. So,
I second you.
if we restrict this to other only local I mean, does that,
We're not, my opinion is, we're not restricting anything. We're kicking it to that gentleman there and to the town
It should
board
be decided.
or any other authority having jurisdiction to restrict the road in any way they see fit. But we're not restricting.
That allows them to go north or south.
Other than if there's signs for local delivery, they have to
Speed
follow, if
limits
there's weight
and-
restrictions, they have to follow, speed limit, they would have to follow. So pretty much any posted signs by town highway,
But they could go north.
That does not do what you want it to do.
That lets them go north or south.
It's just kicking the can down the road.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's putting it in the people that have proper authority, in my opinion, but.
Alright, so.
alright, so we got a
Motion
motion,
second.
She seconded.
Melissa seconded,
Um,
Karen Valentino?
no,
I'm gonna say no.
Mike, no. Melissa Wendy
Yes.
and Alan Chase.
Yes.
okay,
Motion passed.
alright.
Do you want that for the minutes?
Is this yours, Rebecca?
You can have that.
Okay, thank you.
Alright,
Running over here.
okay, now
Just got the other two. Well, no, it's not done because you've got that one piece which has to be.
For tonight.
Which has to be decided at next month's meeting. The board,
Well, but
Number
what if it's a
does go
tie again
down.
next month?
well, then you're
It-
down to 5.
Per site plan, it needs to be, a decision needs to be made within 62 days or the application's automatically
Correct.
approved.
Unless both parties agree to extend it, which we're
Well,
not.
yeah, but you can't always, I mean, this failed tonight, right,
That one, so no action was taken.
basically.
So next month, you do have to make a decision.
Shut the garage.
We'll have an alternate who's up to speed on everything.
Well,
She's not here
and the
tonight.
numbers fall too,
Correct,
next month, right?
correct,
Was it 3 then?
Yes,
correct, because
3
right
days.
now it's a 6-month.
and we'll have
through the end of the
5
month.
voting, so.
Make the time next month,
Alright.
alternatives.
So the first two have passed, we don't have to do anything more on that, right? Okay.
Alright, we're gonna table our site plan review.
Are you guys going to, make a motion to approve what contract covers so that they can do the silo?
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
If you guys, do a motion to approve the application on the 2 parts only, so that they can, and then they'll just have to do a new application if they want to amend the trail.
Well,
I don't
that-
even
so-
know that they.
I mean, that's if you guys
I don't think they
all
have to do
agree
an
on.
application. I don't think they do.
I
This is what
think that
she-
they would because we wouldn't
First, she
be,
said that this would postpone it, it would stop the whole motion, or stop the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then she said it wouldn't, that the pieces, so what you're saying is that
if you
closes it
guys,
out.
if you guys make a motion to approve the 2 parts only,
Yes.
then you're approving the application, it's approved,
And it's
all
really-
except for.
Yeah, they could
Well,
reach out
deny
to.
the second- the third part.
I said that last month, that we should go.
We gotta wait till the back, come back in here.
What she was saying is that we can't, like, just say, okay, we wanna approve this, so you can go ahead and do the silo, but not agree. But everything has to be decided at once, so either you or.
Remember the deck on the Sunday? We approved that and the other one, we put it off.
We didn't put it for the next meeting, we just put it off.
Only have one that's not.
That one, he
It was people, but it was because they needed DEC approval.
waiting for it.
Yeah, so if you guys, all wanna vote on making a motion to approve the 2 parts, so we have it down so they
To
can.
return, but I.
Right. The only other option, the only other option, if you guys don't do that, is to table it until next month, and then,
No, we don't wanna table it, we want it
Don't
done.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're all in agreement on that part.
I was
Let them do as much as I will.
2 weeks ago,
Yeah, because otherwise next month you guys.
Well,
Come up with something.
that's my point of it, it's so can they build the tower? Can they put the silo up tomorrow?
It's where, if you guys approve the application on your two copies.
That's what we just did.
We need to,
Solidify.
Well, there hasn't been a
approve
motion
the
to,
application. Approve.
yeah, it has to be a motion to approve.
Right.
And this was, what's that?
She went back out with Dan.
Nobody's here for us.
Questions? Yeah, I would just hopefully we'll find out.
So he made the motion on this part that we did. You guys voted. And she's over here with us, making sure that she told me to do this, so.
Okay.
Scribble on it. We've already moved as a committee.
You didn't, it's even a code off now, right?
He's still kind of down.
Yeah. I wanna make sure.
We're waiting for our attorney. I wanna speak to my attorney.
You need a vacation. Oh, wait, there's one next week.
That's what I'm saying.
Come see her.
Too long.
Where's that? Where's your info? You know? Or back then?
Oh, I don't know.
The new Leslie.
Yeah.
I would hope at least. At least.
I do too, but I don't go anywhere, so. What?
Sir, the Los Town Clown, just on Narrow Road. We're not gonna sell the house, so it's his garage. They're all trying to. There's a sign up there, he's.
I know, we got great kids around here.
You have to submit proof.
I'll present to the town board.
Okay.
You can be there, so
We're kicking it down the road.
We can bump curb on that. We can bump curb on that.
Yes,
Get 'em a car, some lights.
I totally vote for that.
But you can't get.
Maybe if there's pictures taken.
Their business to a local address. It has to be a physical address.
But you know.
Pays application.
Right, but New York State wanted to issue a repair business to a mobile truck. It has to be a home address. So he's saying he wants to use mobile repair, but he's still got a physical. Yeah, these are, and in order to get.
We're on nine.
State.
They
He
said
has to
no,
supply a letter from the municipality. So that's what he's trying.
Next time we're gonna do it on.
But at a certain point.
It doesn't make sense. But now that you're putting those pieces together, I didn't get that deep. But
I agree.
The real question behind it will be what?
Yeah, it has been.
Bird.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But he's got to fix it.
I got it. With all my other stuff.
Oh, so you just got so much.
So I'm gonna.
Figured it out.
Okay. Yeah, so do we need to make a motion to approve the application for the two, parts
Okay.
only?
And then the other one you'll revisit.
All right, so,
We can revisit, or they'll have to reapply.
No, you can revisit because it's just tabled.
Okay.
When the motion fails, no action.
okay,
I didn't know if by voting now, if that closes the application out,
No,
they gotta
no,
reapply.
no.
so we need to make a motion.
Okay, so I make the motion that we accept the first two parts of the application, which include, okay, the building of the silo, constructing the silo, and the time restraints that we put in place.
Powers.
And we're gonna table the third motion, which is direction of the road travel.
Second.
You can help me finish writing this down, I'm
That's okay.
sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay, Karen Valentino,
Yes.
Mike Tully,
Yes.
Melissa Wendy,
Yes.
Alan Chase.
Yes.
Okay, so that motion will carry. So just make sure you guys heard in the back, so they just made a motion to approve the first two parts of the application, to construct the silo and the, hours of operation, which were amended to the same as the summer hours, with half an hour before and 2 hours after those hours for those specific things that they had stated, running with trucks and stuff. And we are tabling the road travel.
Okay. We are tabling, the site plan review, Article 3, do we need a motion for that, or can we just?
Just
Skip it?
table that.
All right,
Yeah.
do we need to discuss community tree fund, or is it,
Um,
that we can table?
I think, why don't we go ahead and do the other two applications
Yeah.
first, and then
Well,
we'll
we're
just
gonna
go
do-
back to the
so,
split, because
we
they've
were-
been waiting for so
It is
long
late,
already.
and I am sorry, to our other applicants that it has taken as long as it has. What I would like to do, if this is okay with others, while we have the opportunity, Eric and Jennifer, if you could just kinda wave there, okay, there you are. And then we have, Sam Lalonde, there you are. So, we can't, it takes quite a bit of time, as you can imagine, as we get a full sense of all the details of your project, but since it's close to 8, is it okay with everyone if I just ask each of them to give us a 10-minute, presentation? What's that? What's that?
Oh, Cindy, we gotta,
Oh, thank you, oh my gracious.
Thank you, Melissa.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. She's probably asleep somewhere.
She probably went home.
Yeah. She's knit an entire sweater by now, okay. But if that's okay, does that sound reasonable, Rebecca, and just have each of them give about 10 minutes
If
of,
everyone's reviewed the application.
Yeah,
go
it just-
through it,
and then it will
and
be
then
at least
schedule.
fresh in our minds, when we meet with you, and I apologize, but it will not be until next month, this meeting, January 17th.
Do you have enough to do these two?
What's that?
Would you, I don't know, have discussion of and notes of the.
We can do a public hearing with everything, so that they're not stalled.
Oh, I don't know if that's the case. Okay, so Eric and Jennifer, if you
Yeah, I don't know if you're.
can, what's that?
I didn't hear what was.
If there's enough to say it's a complete application or not.
So we can get a public hearing
If-
on the
Right,
calendar.
if you
you're
go
saying.
through it and you, if everyone's
further
looked at it
discussion.
and you have.
Okay, so, all right, we have the RV, Twin Tech Auto and RV. Can you tell us about what your plan is, what you're doing?
Currently, we've been doing,
Do you wanna
business-
come on up a little bit closer here so we can hear you for sure? Especially as we wanna, okay.
Currently, we've been doing a part-time business at our residence
Okay,
since 2014. We're looking to move that to our other property on 21 Levitt Road. It's just a standalone garage, looking to get the business away from our residents, and it's just gonna help us
and you can
insurance-wise.
can you tell us about your business?
We do auto and RV repair. I've recently purchased a mobile repair a mobile service truck. For the most part, our business is mobile service, but I do some work in the garage as well. And there would be some, occasional RVs or vehicles at the property.
Okay, and you say mobile service, you go to somebody else's,
Yeah, we go to campgrounds and service
Okay.
RVs on site or to people, wherever it's located.
gotcha. Alright, and you said since 2014, your business hours, was it by appointment?
Yeah, it's
Honestly?
typically by appointment, part-time, cause I do work a full-time job as well.
Okay,
So it's usually evenings and, on Saturday, currently, Mondays and Thursdays in the evening, and then Saturday mornings. Outside of those hours, you know, we might do something mobile, but that's not on site.
So this building already exists?
Yes,
So the application is just to get, so you're not building anything, you don't need any setback
no,
requirement
we're
changes?
just moving it from the current location around the corner to our other garage on another piece of property. That's what we would like to do.
So you're currently doing it at the County Route 1 address?
Correct.
So it's a change of use, basically.
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
currently a
currently
storage
it's
garage.
a storage, and for the most part, it's essentially still gonna be used for storage, but occasionally there's gonna be some, an RV or two there, as well as a vehicle or two there.
so this building is currently on County Route 1 at your residence?
That building is currently on Levitt Road.
Oh, it is on
That's
Levitt
where
Road.
we're looking to move
Okay.
to.
Alright, so the building is on Levitt.
Excuse me, but where is Levitt Road? I'm not familiar with that.
Mack Road and Wilson Road are the cross streets.
Levitt Road goes from Route 1, down, you know where the sawmill is?
Yep.
Okay, so just west of there, Levitt
Okay.
Road veers off,
Okay,
crosses Mack Road,
probably go
goes
right by it all
to,
the time, but I just,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay,
Chase Drive, you familiar with that?
yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Levitt comes out across from, kind of across from Chase Drive, on 1.
Where the bridge is? I mean, the orange bridge? Do you know
Yeah,
where that
so
is, Mike?
if you go out and you go down Route 6,
Yeah,
to where
Yeah,
the
I know,
bridge is,
I
you take, oh, okay, and then you take a left onto Route 1.
And you go up, take your next left.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Of course, I don't know what, are you on that end of Levitt or the other?
We're on
Sure.
the end of Levitt where it turns to Wilson at the bridge on the corner.
Okay,
Like where you guys, I think Bob just put a sign up that actually shows like that it turns to Wilson at some point.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, so they're up there.
In your summary, which was very helpful, by the way, that you have, your sentence just ends. It says hazardous materials that will be used for on-site work will be,
That was part of the application. There is no hazardous materials.
okay.
That's my apologies. I probably started writing and needed to ask him.
Okay, so that sounds better just to say there's no hazardous materials.
So that is, where did this come from? It was part of the application, she said.
So you don't have any set times, though? You're just saying Thursday evenings, Monday evenings, Saturday mornings? but
Correct.
There's no time.
Right, 'cause a lot of it's mobile, so it really depends on the customer when he gets out of work. So, you know, if he's working in East Syracuse and somebody calls him in Central Square, you know, he's gonna leave from work and probably just go to Central Square,
That doesn't,
you know,
that,
like,
as far
But that's
as,
the mobile part.
yeah, you're talking about on-site.
just
Outside.
on site, yeah. Appointment only if we need to do something at home, but the garage isn't big enough to like put anything in it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, you're not gonna be putting your big RVs or your campers in there. It's a 24/30, as you can see, building. You know, if there was something that was gonna be done there, it'd be something that he would just be able to do quickly outside or, you know.
Storage.
Yeah, mainly for storage, and this really came to light because Eric joined the volunteer fire department, and unfortunately, we've seen some things over the last few years that have kind of scared us with the garage and the business, the equipment that's attached to our home. So to take the liability away from our home, I've had this property since 2016 with a garage on it that I bought the property from my parents and built. We thought it would be great from advice from some attorneys and our accountant to try to put that business in its own location. You know, try to be safe for our family and
Okay.
our customers, stuff like that.
It's listed here, you wrote acre and a half residential.
I
But then it
originally-
said no sewer needed.
I originally was gonna build a house over there, but we decided we weren't going to build a home. So it is all set up to put a house on there or put a sewer in, but we didn't spend the money to put a sewer in.
So if you did put a sewer in, then you'd have to go through Ron and.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have to have a plan for it.
Right, right.
We were just advised by the contractor not to do that unless we were gonna build something else because he didn't want them to ruin the sewer by driving more equipment down there. If we ever wanted to add on to the garage or do something down the road, he kind of advised us to wait.
So mainly for storage, and it says minor, auto and RV repair outside of the building?
Any repairs, if we were gonna do any repairs at that location, cars would be worked on in the building. As far as RV repairs, you know,
That's gonna be the mobile part then? So actually that sentence,
we occasionally would be doing some repairs to RVs outside of the building, cause it doesn't fit in the
Yeah.
building.
and then the minor auto repairs would possibly be inside the building.
Correct.
The business would still run as it does right now in New Haven.
It's just the way it's worded here, it was, Missy and I were just sort of chatting about it in the beginning of, before the meeting started. But you also said by appointment for hours of operation.
Yeah, when he can go.
And those appointments are gonna be Monday, Thursday, or Saturday, right?
If we did work at that location, that would be those hours,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Outside of
That
that
makes
mobile
sense.
repair, that doesn't affect or apply to this
Okay.
location.
okay. And you're the only employee there?
Correct.
And you think that the volume of business on site will be very limited because
it's
you're
minimal.
more mobile?
Correct.
It will be less than what we've done at our house for the last however many years, cause he's changed it to more mobile. It's just,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it would be less than what you guys had us set up to do before on site.
So, do you have some type of vehicle to do the repairs, you take them?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
I
like-
purchased a mobile service truck.
So, there's a note on here, New York State Registered Repair Shop, so you are a bona fide registered repair shop with New York State.
Correct.
Yep.
How long?
Since 2014.
So did you come to the planning board then?
Correct.
So, as I understand New York State's rules, when you move your physical address, you need a letter from the town stating that your new address is acceptable, which is probably why you're here,
Yeah.
right? So in effect, everything about this business will remain the same as your 2014 application, but you need this body to approve a different location so that you can get your New York State Registered Repair Shop changed from your current address to your new address, and they require evidence that the local municipality is aware of your repair business and approves of it.
Correct.
Is that
And
all a
then
true
we can-
statement?
Yeah, and then we can insure it at
Right.
that location.
Right, okay.
And you're moving the
So
sign.
any hour restrictions that we put in 2014, we could word this to just carry it over, that we're simply just approving a new location to an existing approved business. Is that a really clean way of?
Sounds good to me. Becca?
Yeah, well, what you have to do is you gotta,
Public hearing and.
yeah, all that, do a complaint, and I mean, if you have